Insta360 Go 3. It is one of the coolest cameras that I've ever owned, and that says a lot because I own a lot of cameras. Now I've had this thing for about a year and I wanted to make a video on it simply because when I got this I had a lot of questions and I even had a little bit of buyer's remorse, but that has all gone now. I know a lot of people wonder, is this thing really worth it? When this thing first came out, the big thing a lot of people had a problem with was the price point.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And it was expensive when it first came out. I believe I paid over $400 for this. I did get like the full bundle package that came with this rubber case you see on it here. It also came with the sticky pad and it came with a lot of accessories. Okay, so it was a little bit over 400, maybe 450, something like that, but it was still well worth it to me. And so now that this is over a year old, I think with the price going down that it is definitely, most definitely worth it. But the main point that I want to get at in this video is, should you buy this? Not is it worth the money, but is it worth the money to you, and should you buy it? Because this is a very specific use case camera. And what I mean by that is it doesn't really have any comparability. Now, when this thing first came out, I was watching a bunch of videos, and this is where the buyer remorse comes from that I was talking about, because I found out about, oh, there's other similar cameras to this, such as a DJI Osmo Pocket, a DJI Action 2 Combo, or even a GoPro. And there's all these videos on YouTube comparing this Insta360 Go 3 to all of those cameras. And when I started to watch it, I had buyer's remorse because I thought, wow, these other cameras, a lot of them have better quality and they have better low light capabilities and they could shoot in 4K. Now the Insta360 does have a newer version that does shoot in 4K. We'll get to that in a minute. But for right now, I just want to mention how this is really not comparable to any of those. Okay, it is like comparing a tool. It's like comparing a hammer to a crowbar. There's not really any comparison because they're used for different things. And what I mean is that this is really in a class of its own. And so now I'm going to get to why that is. Okay, first of all, you have remote viewing. I don't know any other action camera that has remote viewing other than the Insta360 Go 3. If you guys know of any, let me know. The fact that you can take this out and that you can just pop this pod out and attach it anywhere, you know, where there's metal, or you can just use a sticky pad and literally put it anywhere, and then you can just view it from here, or you could even flip this screen up and you have a little selfie screen. You can check your shot, you can check your framing. That is just incredible. Like again, it's a special use case that you know, are you going to be shooting like this? Are you going to be using it like this? Not only is it remote viewing, but this can also be used as a remote control. So when you set it up wherever you want, you can then go through your settings, snap a photo, do a time lapse, whatever, do all of the above. And that just makes things so much easier. And so that's the main thing I want to speak about with this camera, is it just makes things easy and simple. And the accessories that it comes with alone just sets it apart from everything else. For example, the quick release that it comes with is freaking awesome. This makes a super fast and portable camera even faster, more portable. So let me give you an example. So this, instead of sitting there and having to screw it on and off, you literally just click it like that and it is locked into place. It's not going anywhere. You want to take it off, boom. Because it has that thread on the end, you can literally attach this to anything you want. And I've even put it on this thing, which allows me to basically hook this wherever I want. And you don't even need to do that because it comes with a sticky pad with it. So I can take this off and then I can just unscrew this and then I can just attach the sticky pad to there as well. And this sticky pad can appear, I've never actually used it just because, I don't know, I'm weird about like peeling things off and I like to keep things new. Anyways, I've never actually used it, but apparently you can literally stick this to anything and you just press it on there and it will stick, and then you can move this around, frame your shot. There really has not been a place I can't put this. Also, it is one of the most discreet body cameras out there. So again, back to a special use case, something you can, I mean, you can do this with the GoPro, but it's not as fast, right? With the GoPro, you have to set up these straps and it doesn't look very comfortable. You can't just take it on and off. But with this, you have this necklace thingy that you can just put around your neck, you can put under your shirt. And if you are wearing a black shirt, because I have the black one, if you have the white one, white shirt. But anyways, if you're wearing a dark colored shirt, like people don't even notice this. You don't even notice, it's so small. Now with this, it does stick out a little bit, but if you're wearing something darker, you don't notice. And you can see the light right here, right now, but inside of this, it does have a setting where you can turn that light off, making it even less noticeable. They've really thought of everything with this. It also came with a wedge that can point the camera down a little bit, or you twist it this way to point it up a little bit. Again, they've really thought of everything here. Now, before you go running and searching up comparison videos between this camera and the DJI action combo. I do want to point out one thing. When I was going back and forth, that made me stick to this was the software. So basically the software, I saw people who did the same thing I did. They bought this camera. They saw, oh wow, the DJI Action has better 4K, well, it has 4K, has better footage, has better low light. And they went and returned this and then picked that up and then went and returned that and picked this back up because of the software. So the software is something that is freaking amazing on this camera as well. So you can just directly upload videos from this to your phone and then you can straight edit it on your phone, and the editing software is amazing. It has AI editing. It basically takes all of the monotonous, crappy, like monotonous, boring work out of editing. It makes it really fun and easy, and it can even be kind of addicting. You can spend a lot of time on one video because there's just so many variations that you can do inside of the app, and it makes it super easy and super fun to use. Another thing that this can do that I don't know of any other camera that can do is it can shoot horizontal. It has a mode on here called free frame. So it can shoot horizontal video and vertical at the same time. All you have to do is, if you decide later on, oh, I want to make this vertical or I want to give it horizontal, you just use the software and it can fix the video to make it whatever frame you want. That is amazing. So that means if you select that free frame mode and you just press the record, you don't have to think, oh, am I shooting vertical? Am I shooting horizontal? You just shoot. And then later on, if you want to repurpose the video for maybe shorts or whatever, you just don't have to think about it, which is just so freeing. Anybody out there knows, like, you don't have to put your brain at the moment, oh, would this look better vertical? Would it look better horizontal? You just shoot and you go. And that's really all this camera is about, is you just shooting on the go. It's not clunky, it's not big, it's super easy to use. And that is the biggest pro about this camera. That's what I'm gonna get into next, is who is this a good choice for? So if you want to get great B-roll footage, you want to go out without having to carry a ton of gear and tripods and lenses and cameras, but you still want to get great shots, this is perfect. For example, I captured this on my trip to Xi'an, China by simply sticking the pod to a lamppost and selecting the time-lapse feature on the housing. If I were to try to do this on my A6400 or my phone, I would have had to set up a tripod, I would have had to get the right angle, I would have had to go through the settings, and I would have to, you know, make sure everything's right, and then I would have to stand there by the device to make sure that nobody knocks it over or nobody steals it. With this, I literally jumped up, smacked it, because it's magnetic, just smacked it on the lamppost, just the pod itself, and then walked away. I walked away because it's so tiny, like who's gonna see it up there? And also because I can view what's going on through here. So I literally slapped it up there because time lapses take a long time, and I just left. Like I literally put it up there and I left, and I went to go do other stuff, and I could just check it. Oh, it's still recording, everything's good. And then later on I went back to pick it up because it's so small, it's so light. I didn't have to set up any tripod, it's magnetic. I could just stick it to a light post and I could view it from here to make sure everything's okay. It's still recording, nobody stole it. And it's that simple. So that is really the beauty of this. So this is the perfect camera if you want to capture moments quickly without having to carry around bulky tripods and heavy cameras and heavy camera gear. Or if you just want a really discreet body cam. Also, if you want easy editing on the go, this is a great choice because, again, the app with this is it's phenomenal. If you have one of these, you know what I'm talking about. It makes editing so easy and so fun. You can make videos and people be like, how did you do that? And you'll be like, I literally pressed the button and it did it for me. One thing I didn't even mention is it's waterproof. So if you want something that is waterproof, whoa, let me stop. This is 100% waterproof. This is water resistant. Don't go out there breaking your camera, blaming it on me. So if you want something waterproof, that's tough, it's durable, again, this is for you. Now, I do want to get into the cons and the drawbacks of this camera because there are a few. And there's one big one I really want to get to first, and that is the low light shooting. Now, because this camera is so small, because the lens is so small and the sensor is so small, it does horrible in low light, okay? Doesn't mean when you shoot in low light, you're just going to see black. But what it does mean is that when you shoot in low light, the ISO is going to be cranked to the max, meaning your footage is going to be very, very, very grainy, and it's very hard to avoid. And I mean, even in not so like dark, but not very optimal light, it's just, it can't really handle it. This is really good in optimal, like sunshine is out situations, but if there's a lot of clouds, or if it's just at night you're trying to shoot, you're going to get very, very grainy footage. Maybe you can smooth it out a little bit in post. I haven't been able to, but that is the biggest drawback to this camera, and that's just because of how small it is, how small the lens is, how small the sensor is. It's it's just what you give up when you get something that is this small. Now that is the worst thing. Now the second thing is that there is no external storage. So you can't put an SD card in here. Now, for some people, for most people, I would assume that is a con. I agree that if they would have implemented that into this, it would be much, much better. But for me personally, I actually love that is internal storage. Now, I do think they should have gave you more options like a 1 TB or 512 instead of just having one, but that's where they really messed up. But me personally, I love that it's just internal storage. And the reason that I love that is because I'm just tired of swapping out SD cards. I have too many SD cards and I hate putting them in and putting them out. Did I remember to put it in? Did I put in the right one? Is this one full? Oh shoot, is it formatted? Did I accidentally format it? Like there's just so much you have to worry about with SD cards. So I personally like that it doesn't have external storage. I do, however, not like that it only goes up to 128, but that is really the only con for me. One other thing I forgot to mention that it does come with a stick, and I recommend getting the stick because it is very, very useful, not just for this camera. So I will turn this camera on for a moment to show you the setup I have going on right here and how useful this stick is, because I'm actually using it right now as an extension for my A6400. And of course I could extend this even higher. I'm not going to because I don't want to knock anything over, but this is just a normal Sony tripod here. And then you can just screw this on and make it into an extension. And I use it a lot actually for this camera and even for this camera. So the stick, I recommend getting it as well if you're going to pick up one of these. And so after 1 year of using this camera, it is one of the best things I have ever bought. It has allowed me to capture moments that I otherwise would have never captured. And it has allowed me to capture them without being a burden or a nuisance to others around me. That alone for me makes the price worth it. Throw on all the other features and gimmicks and things that this can do, and it's a no-brainer.